All right, there she blows. That is a lot of water coming out of there. I'm hoping that it will have cleaned out that pipe. Hey everybody, this is the second part of the irrigation risers. In the previous video, you saw me change a 10-inch alfalfa valve that was meant for flood irrigation, and I reduced that valve down to a 3-inch valve for pressurized irrigation. Well, in this video, I have got to do something a little bit different. On the edge of my property is a pipe that actually goes onto the neighboring property. This acreage used to be a part of a larger parcel. Since then, it's been split up, so the irrigation on the edge of my property actually goes under the fence and empties out into the field next to me. Nobody uses it anymore. That field uses pressurized irrigation, and they actually grow alfalfa. Whereas I just want a riser out there to water my field. I've exposed the pipe already. I've found the pipe. I just need to fully expose it, cut it, and turn it up and reduce the size down to 3 inches like I did in the last video. The last hole I did, everything was outside of the cab. This one I'm just gonna keep inside the cab. Nice thing about this is you can really dig up under your tracks if you needed to. Oh, I'm getting too close to that pipe. Those rocks just keep bumping me over. Ah man, terrible soil. I would hate to have to dig a whole basement here. It'll get pretty monotonous doing this all day, every day. I mean, it's still fun, but eventually everything just becomes a job. And then when you're doing things for a job, it becomes less fun. It's just, okay, what do I need to do to make money today? So I work at the hospital, and then when that gets too cerebral, too stressful, I come dig in the dirt, and man, that's like therapy. Seriously. Oh my gosh. Side of the hole. Again, empty that out. I think we're ready to get into the hole. get into the hole. So that it's not so hard walking in and out of it. It's pretty steep. Let's dig me a ramp. Ah, nice topsoil. So much easier to dig through than all that other crap. I can walk up that pretty good. It's probably a lot steeper than it looks. I'll do one more scoop for good measure. All right. See how that goes. Well, I am in the hole, and I'm 6 foot tall, so we're probably I'm standing 5 foot down, and this is a 10-inch pipe right here. This is what I found works. Dig alongside here, leave a bridge holding the pipe up, so when I cut, it's supported on both sides, so it's cracked up to about right here. And I'll cut here. I'll just cut right here, and then I will, no, actually what I'll do is I'll dig under here first to expose that. Once I get a hole here, then I can cut and then slip on the coupler right there. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, I decided not to do this with my machine because if I crack the pipe, then I have to do more digging. So I just gotta poke through. And it's not gonna be too difficult. I don't know what OSHA says about when you need like shoring up the sides of the hole, but this one's not even over my head, so I'm gonna guess I don't need it. Huh. Looks like, I don't know, almost looks like burnt something. It's black. Huh. All right, now, oh, there's a big divot right under here where it's been, I guess the pressure like pushed it into a rock. Huh. I'm gonna need to dig a little bit more because I don't want that inside the pipe coupler reducer fitting. This probably hasn't been, I don't even know if this works. Oh, that's not good. There are roots growing in here. Oh, yeah. Well, there's that tree. You can't see much in there, but these are those roots, and they're not budging. There's this tree, and that's where it empties, and I bet that tree has just shot roots all the way back. Hey. Part of me wants to just let this flow, fill up with water. Maybe it'll clean out this pipe some, and then come back later, and at least I could see if it's running all the way down here. That is a good question. Because maybe if I have pressurized water coming through here, it'll clean it out. Those roots are persistent. They follow the water. Those roots go way back. Well, I think I just might do that. So in order to have a deeper place for the water to go, I think I'm going to come and dig it deeper over here so I don't have a bunch of mud going back in. I'll have the irrigation guys turn this on, see if it'll flush this out, and go from there. I'll hold off on putting the riser in. So maybe I'll try and dig this deeper here, just to make like a sinkhole for all the water that's going to come out of here. I might just turn it on for a couple minutes, see if it's even coming out. Excavator mode coupled, it's my max reach. One of those rocks to come up and break my pipe. I've got the boom offset just a little bit, so I'm almost on the side of this hole. think I just cracked my pipe. I think I just cracked it. Oh, well, no wonder. I should probably go down there and look. I'm pretty sure it's cracked. Yep. I cracked it. Like a dumbass. Just trying to get fancy. So now I'm gonna have to dig further. Back this way. Oh, come on, man. That's a bummer. I'll go down there and take a look. Pretty sure it's cracked. Thought I saw it. All right, let's go scope it out. All right, back at it. Take a work break to do my full-time job. See how far I can get along this pipe. Hopefully I don't break it. There might be, I might get lucky in so much that as I'm having to go further back, maybe there won't be as much dirt. That's not good. I may have just cracked it again. But maybe the roots will stop and it'll clear up, and then I could just, you know, do this pipe. Without having to run it wide open. Probably what I'll do is get my skeleton bucket and I'll come and screen out this dirt and try and just do it with when I fill the hole, do it without the rocks. Oh man, my pipe is not like that. Look at how terrible this soil is. Oh my gosh, it's probably, it almost feels like 90% rocks. Once you get to about 5 foot down, it's solid rocks, man. turning out to be a much more involved job than I thought it was going to be. I was hoping it'd be nice and simple like that last one. Alright, let's reposition here. Noser blade down, a little bit more stable. Here we go. I pretty much am just going to have to look at that pipe every time I dig, because if it starts to move, I know there's a rock underneath it that I need to stop. I told my wife that you know, what's going on, and she just laughed, because it's always, I start one thing, I break it, so I'm extending the project, it continues on. No surprise there from her. And then I said, well, babe, that's how I learned how to do so many things. If you break enough things and you fix them, you become quite a very, you know, a skilled person. So oh, wow. There's a big rock under the pipe right there. Man, I'm just hating this soil. Oh, shoot, look, it's, I just freaking cracked it even more down the top. So it what I should do is just go cut it so that that crack doesn't propagate anymore. That's what I'm gonna do. There's still a ton of mud in there. It almost seems to get deeper. I mean, maybe I should just cap this pipe off. I don't know. Boy, that crack just kept propagating. They have entire mechanical engineering courses just about crack propagation. It's a if anybody's a welder out there, you know that if a weld starts to crack, it can, even though it's a small crack, it keeps going. I never did take any of those classes in college. I was nuclear engineering, so we were more quantum physics type classes. And randomization stuff. I was hoping that I would find the end to the mud, but there's no telling how far that goes. I'm still gonna have to dig this back another 5 feet or so. That's just awful. Man, I hate it. Another downside to like doing YouTube videos, I guess, is you can't just listen to the radio. And there's all copyright infringements and everything. I mean, I'm not trying to make money off of YouTube. This is really more for me to watch when I'm old, maybe show my kids. My dad likes to watch these. Oh my gosh, what a giant rock. It just pisses me off. Here's what I figured out. The bigger the machine you have, the more work you can get done per unit time. The more work I can get done in an hour. But the bigger the machine, the more fuel you burn. So not like you're doing more work with less energy expenditure. You still have to expend the energy. From a physics standpoint, you still gotta put in the energy, the work, force times distance. And however you compute the burning of fossil fuels into work out of joules. Anyway, let's see. I'm in excavator mode with the combination switch, which combines the middle and the mid boom, kind of makes it like a regular excavator. So, yeah, anyway, just babbling, because I don't know what else to do. While I'm digging this hole, maybe I'd be listening to an audiobook or something. But I've got entertained, you know, the 3 people who might watch this video. It's my dad, myself. That's probably just me and my dad. Starting to move that pipe. Not liking it. Too many dang rocks. Ah, man. It's going to take forever to screen all this out. Like, I am a full 8 inches away from that pipe, and when I jostle a big rock, it jostles the rocks next to it and busts my pipe. I don't like it. Just don't like it. Yeah, whatever's under there is massive. It's a big one. I haven't gotten it yet. Maybe I'll dig a little bit further beyond, see if I can get underneath it. No, that's not going to be easy. God, son of a gun, man. It feels like I'm trying to dig through concrete. I ain't joking. Look at that. It's just lifting that pipe up. I can't. I think that's the one right there. Let's see if I can. Ready to go cut again, and I will not make the mistake of trying to dig a pool and risk cracking this pipe again. Because that added about 30 minutes of work. Point, it's so full of mud. I'm gonna come around here, try and dig out the edge of that hole. So this is one nice thing about this machine is this thing is fast. It's about as, it's as fast as a skid steer. Alright, so let's see how deep we can get with this guy. It's gonna be nothing but rocks. Nothing but rocks. I'm gonna try and make it nice and deep. Excavators out there, I'm sure you've got some advice on how to dig through extremely rocky soil without damaging your machine. up. I might actually kind of flood the other field. I think once I get this done, I'm gonna see if I can go finish the riser and attach my valve to the riser. Alright. I'm gonna call that maybe good for now. Alright, there she blows. That is a lot of water coming out of there. I'm hoping that it will have cleaned out that pipe. Nothing but mud coming out of there. I'm gonna have to do this several times probably before I get clear water. Well, my first attempt at irrigation. That other pipe goes right in there. I wonder if it would flood over here at all. Seems less likely, but you never know. All right, time to go turn this bad boy off, let it drain, let it dry up. Look at that. Filled that up really, really quick. That's a dang swimming pool right there. There is a bone floating right there. How about that? That looks like some kind of a bone. So it's already overflowing this. It did not make it to the other side there. So I don't think it's gonna flood my Mecalac. But it did blow a lot of crap out of that pipe. In fact, that riser over there by my truck, initially it was bubbling out. But once it blew everything out of here, this is such a big line that this was such much lower pressure, it stopped coming out over there and only came out over here. So that, to me, is a good sign that while initially the pressure was high in this line, that it's most likely gone down quite a bit. So we'll let this dry out, and then we will fix this pipe, put the riser in. Starting to hold still. And we can see this pipe slowly being exposed. GoPro, are you still alive? It says you're still recording. That's funny. Right. And so the as nice clear water coming out of here, and I don't see any roots or debris. I'll tell you what, the Mecalac 6 MCR might not be able to excavate as well as a dedicated excavator. It might not be able to skid load as well as a dedicated skid loader. But what it can do in combination far outweighs those other two machines. Look at this. I've got a platform 5 feet down this hole. I've got a working space, keeping out of the mud. I thought I was gonna have to buy some muck boots, and then I realized that, oh, my Mecalac can probably lower me down. And I'm blown away. Today I've had 2 instances where I was just really impressed by just an idea of what I might be able to do with this thing. I turned this skeleton bucket around like an excavator and was screening this pile of dirt. I didn't think it could do it. So this was earlier in the day. I had a guy come out, and I'm starting to train him on the machine so that we can start doing some jobs for hire. He was struggling screening the rocks, using this as a skid steer and this skeleton bucket as a skid steer attachment, because the dirt kept getting pushed one way. And I thought, what if we just turn this skid steer attachment around and use it as a giant excavator? And I've never done this with a skid steer skid steer attachment where I flip it around, but it had the dexterity and the ability to move, and it worked really well. So I thought this was just really cool. So this part was just me trying to stop the water flow so that I could prime and cement on this pipe. Now I'm sure some of it didn't get sealed. I'm not too worried about if there's a small leak here because it's just going to water the ground, which is the purpose of this irrigation anyway. All right, I've been performing PVC surgery over here. This is basically what I'm doing. Going from 4-inch to a coupler to a reducer bushing to 3-inch 90. I'm going to turn straight up. Well, this is my view right now after finishing this guy. This is the little 3.5 acres that I got. I've got to say, so I'm a doctor. That's my full-time job. That's how I gotta pay for this machine, or at least monthly payments. That's a great profession. I love it. But working in the dirt, building something, creating something that will be around for 5, 10, 50, 100 years from now, there's something really satisfying about it. And I mean, I've been doing this all day. I haven't really stopped, and mentally I feel good. Now, if I had to do this by hand, obviously, I would feel pretty worn out and probably couldn't do it with as much of a smile on my face, but it feels good. It feels really good. And I think that's why, you know, this is like my side gig, if you will. My goal is, my bare minimum goal is, if I can put someone in this, like on the weekends, 2-3 weekends a month, I, you know, bid some jobs, just do some maintenance, do some irrigation stuff, dig some trenches, dig a trampoline hole. If I can make somebody, you know, if I put a guy in this, in fact, I found someone today, and pretty hopeful, and he came out and just played on this thing for an hour, and he's looking for something to do on the weekends. If I can put him in here and we can make some extra money, especially if this thing could pay for itself, I would be so content. I really hope for that. Now, if I were to raise my goal, maybe we get a crew, maybe this becomes more of a full-time gig than my doctoring. Maybe I can pursue some other things that, like in the healthcare field, like teaching. Like, I really love that. But anyway, today was a good day, and we had some successes. I'll see you on the next project.